Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. This is Chris Mizo here as we start off this day with a member stream. And we are live. Hopefully, everyone has been doing well. Just getting some cereal to start off the day with. Man, it's been kind of a crazy week, I gotta say. Has anybody got to start playing some Resident Evil Requiem? Because I still got to download it myself here. So I figured these member streams in the beginning would be beneficial for a lot of you guys out there before I switch it back into a public stream. And how about Nvidia's game ready drivers, which is pretty wild. Nvidia. Just when we thought you were going to fix these drivers. Right when we thought that Nvidia was going to have some decent drivers for Resident Evil, out of one of the most anticipated games out of the year, they ran into issues such as GPUs stop, their fans stop spinning, and they ran into issues to where, what's up, Havy? What's going on? Welcome in. Just grabbing a little bit of cereal to start off the day with. Took Jonah out for his walk. I was just ranting a little bit about Nvidia's issues. Pretty unbelievable, I gotta say. 8 a.m. 8 o'clock in the morning. What's up, Takuma? Yeah, good to see you. It's been really unbelievable too with this whole Nvidia driver. I'm so glad that I didn't rush over to download it. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. They're pretty much on the same time zone as in Taiwan. That's really crazy. Let me see. This 2 p.m. in Switzerland. Yeah. Hopefully your morning was decent. Maybe hopefully the whole day you had was a great day. I mean, I'm just like looking over at this like Nvidia driver here, and it's just like all the different issues. I saw the list. It was actually quite a list that this Nvidia driver ran into. The 59559. And let me see. I want to see that list again. I lost it. But there was a ton of issues going on with it. And it wasn't just the issue with it. It wasn't only just one issue of the fans stop spinning, but people were reporting like really bad crashes on it as well when it came to the driver. Have you guys got to play Resident Evil yet, by the way? Yeah, it's a good thing that driver was in the. For us, it was. I think it released like about in the afternoon. And it didn't even download it because by the time I got home, it was gonna be already gone anyway. And it was quick. Within like probably about the first hour, they took it down. Like an hour and a half. Man, Nvidia. They're always, right when you think things are going solid for them. Yeah, it was really quick. It was like within an hour and a half about. Like when they said, yeah, this driver's not doing any good. And Let me see. Here we go. And the fixes that people were giving were just like roll back the old driver because I guess people were losing a ton of performance doing game. And no, I didn't have time to play it. Uh, I have it, but I haven't had the chance to download it. So if anyone's curious out there, that does want to play some Resident Evil, um, Requiem, it's about 74 gigabytes of space. So all you need is about 74 gigabytes, and you're pretty much set to go. But let me see. Right here, where is it? This is it. Okay, here it is. This is the list I was looking for. This is one of the funny ones, which is pretty weird, but it was also causing YouTube to freeze up for a lot of people. And HDR 144 hertz was not working. The As I mentioned, the GPU fans weren't spinning. The voltage locked at 0.9 volts, and there was a huge gaming performance drops, and there was much more. The list actually goes on. So those were just some of the list that Nvidia had ran into when it came to the problems when it came to this specific driver. Uh, Ironically, AMD hasn't had any issues from what I've seen, but I've heard mixed things about Resident Evil Requiem could be pretty tough. Like it could be pretty tough on your system. Haven't really had a chance to get to play it. I was just curious, especially for anyone that has enabled path tracing. So I'm just wondering if anyone had a chance to try it. I definitely want to check it out to see how the performance level will be. So another thing, I do have some hardware coming in. It should be coming in within the next week. I feel it's great to bring it up to the roundtable here to let everyone know that there will be some hardware coming in within the next week, and as soon as it does, I will be unboxing it, and you guys will see exactly what it is. But it's a nice gift package from Newegg, as it's some products that they are sending down to this studio. Yeah, so there's more hardware coming. I am really hopeful about this whole Arrow Lake refresh. Now, if this Arrow Lake refresh doesn't drop in March, I think we're just gonna go ahead and do the build anyway. Uh, I've been patiently waiting for Intel to say something, and we're already on the 28th. It's about to be March, and still no official announcement. So it's kind of frustrating. I'm especially because we've been waiting for this whole refresh. So we're gonna wait probably about like middle March to probably and there's an alleged um clear date for everyone out there, like an embargo date for those for review for our Lake refresh. We'll find out if that's going to be true. I think they said March 21st. It was either March 21st or March 23rd. And if the review embargo is on that date, they should certainly mention the CPU sometime at least in March. I'm pretty surprised that Intel hasn't really mentioned too much on it, especially because if you're trying to promote a product, maybe they don't really, this isn't the product that they really want to push as much because of Intel's current image as they are changing over to 18A, as they want to focus more on Panther Lake and Bartlett Lake and having the new generation of desktop processing, as they want it to be more powerful and they don't want it to get to the point where uh, they seem like they're going backwards. So maybe it's more of a kind of like a soft launch more than anything. I feel like they're going to soft launch Arrow Lake refresh and then really push when it comes to the desktop processors of Panther Lake or Bartlett Lake, or how that's going to go for Intel. Um, and the crazy thing is, we're not going to probably see any of those processors like from Intel It would be expected, as usually we see Intel drop processors around in October. But I don't think we're gonna see it probably till next year, to be honest. Same thing with Zen 6. I think Zen 6 is gonna end up getting pushed back too, just because of all the current hardware issues, uh, especially when it comes to the wafers. The demand for it's a big problem. Hopefully, it does get resolved. It doesn't seem that the market is too happy, like with everything that has been going on. If you guys don't know, which I'll bring up a little bit more business side later when it comes to the public stream, as there's definitely a lot to say about that. Event, yeah. Oh, really? Where Intel announced the CPU launch, but the says the launch isn't really. Maybe they did delay it. That could be the case. If it is delayed into July, we're gonna go ahead and just do the build then in March, and I'll set a Micro Center date for sure. If that is certain, I'm gonna try to reach out to Intel to see if I can get any word, and find out if they'll be willing to say something. If not, that's cool. I'll be able to just go to Micro Center and get what we need. Hopefully, we can get some uh, a decent CPU out there. So we. No, I meant psychology. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I wouldn't be honestly, if they say Intel did delay it, I wouldn't be surprised. Just for the fact that Intel Intel is more focused on the 18A. We can be honest about that. They're 100% more focused on that. What if they come out with this early refresh sometime soon? I mean, ASUS had to announce it pretty much for them, which is pretty wild. They accidentally announced it for them, or they did it on purpose, maybe trying to really push Intel to just drop the processors. But it seems like this is more on the back burner, I gotta say, when it comes to Intel's processors here. I think they're very focused, especially on the new chipsets, like for the Z990 and the Z970. And I'm really curious to see what it's going to bring, especially if they bring this whole 52 core monster, you know? But yeah, hopefully things are better. And to give you an update on Jonah, Jonah's been doing great. He's doing well. He's actually laying right next to me. Any news from the Asus on the new? Actually, I will contact them next Monday. I haven't heard from them, but I'm going to give them a call. I'll give them a call, and I will certainly let you know. I apologize, Havy. I've been meaning to reach out with them, but um, to be honest, I was kind of afraid to kind of call out to them because I'm already getting a ton of product in. So I don't want to overload myself with too much product if they feel like that they're obligated to send anything out. So I will give them a call though for sure Monday, and as soon as I do, I'll update the roundtable for sure. But yeah, I did text them, but I for some real weird reason I didn't get text back. I texted them last week. Usually they're pretty responsive, but um, it could be possible that they might be a little. I don't know if they feel a little upset with my past videos about the whole AMD processors. I saw the Asus X870E Glacial, but the price of yeah, it's expensive, but it's expensive, but it's really nice. Like seeing it in person, it is a really nice motherboard. I would say if you have the money to spend and you're willing to really push your to the limits, that might be the board for you out there. Uh, it's just it's just a magnificent looking board though. Like seeing it in person, it's very memorizing when you do see it. If Asus comes out with it, they usually do it right. And I like how again, with the new BIOS setup, it makes it really nice too. Like all the different features that you can do with it, it's much more clear cut. Um, there's a lot less to kind of go through when it comes to the whole BIOS. But It is exciting though. It is certainly exciting. Let's see, for MSI side, what is everybody's feelings about this whole MSI Lightning on the RTX 5090? I am curious about the RTX 5090. You have two 12-volt high power ports. I've seen some disappointments out there, like when it comes to it. Uh, I guess people are expecting. Let me see. How can I phrase this? I would say it seems that people are expecting a 5090 to kind of turn more into like a 5090 Super or 5090 Plus, you know? I'm not 5090, more like 6090, I would say. Just because it has the two 12-volt high power ports. But unfortunately, as we all know, there's only so much you can push the GB202, which is the 5090 GPU. A lot of people I know really wanted that GPU, and some people were kind of disappointed on receiving it and seeing that they're not able to push as much as they originally thought that you can. But it does make you a bit curious, though. Like when we do enter this whole new era, like when it comes to the next generation of Nvidia cards, I really wonder where it's going to lead. I gotta say, I'm. I feel like that's going to be quite a different experience. I think they will definitely focus a bit more when it comes to the whole AI factor of things. Oh yeah, yeah. So if J2 cents was disappointed, I mean, I think that's says a lot. Especially because you spend so much money on a product such as that, and you're not getting the performance as expected. Um, then yes, it can be quite disappointing. I do love the casing though for it. It's pretty dope. Like when you see how it's taken apart and everything it comes with, it looks like a premium product. The only problem though is, um, again, it's just the fact that you're limited to so much how you can do with it. Sure, you can put more current to the GB202, but it's not going to really do much benefacting for anybody out there. Like when it comes to really on the gaming side, sure you'll get more frames. You'll probably get some decent frames, uh, but it's not going to be as much as you would think you would get, especially for paying for a card like that. And ironically, a card like this is going to end up being more expensive than the next generation of the 60 series. And of course, that's perfectly normal. We're always going to have like these limited edition versions, such as the MSI Lightning, but um, it's just a shame, especially that there isn't going to be new changes when it comes to the 5080 Super and the 5070 Super. We're not going to see that. It seems that they're even pushing production back, like when it comes to the 6000 series for Nvidia. Usually they will announce it at the end of the year, of they usually have like a 2 to 3 year cycle. They would announce it because they dropped it in 2020. What was it? 2024, right? No, 2025 they dropped it. So 26, 27. So technically it would be probably the beginning of 2028 if they announce it at um not 2028, 27. It would be CES 2027 when they would announce it if they are dropping it. But I don't think they will be. I think they're going to end up delaying it for another year. Everything's been like pretty much pushed back when it comes to the tech hardware space. Yeah. To spend 7,000 and it's not better. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous if that's the case. Really, so it underperformed the Asus Matrix RTX 5090 and it's pushing more wattage. So you're using more power just for bragging rights at this point. That is disappointing, I gotta say, for the most point. Um, we'll probably end up seeing a good chunk of them ending up in the market on eBay and other third party areas where you can purchase them, if that's the case. So if anyone wants a Lightning, wait for like about 2 or 3 months. You'll probably see more of them. Yeah, 3 FPS. Oh, I'd be pretty pissed too. If I spent like 6, 7 thousand just to get three extra FPS, that is shameful. Especially because you can easily do it like by a much cheaper upgrade, by just upgrading the RAM. But you can go away before 5,000. Yeah. But honestly, most people that do game, they're not going to care as much for pushing as many frames unless you are an enthusiast. For those who are true PC like enthusiasts, yes, that it does matter. Or if you're trying to overclock, you care about overclocking, it don't matter. But for those who just want to game, like for people that just want to be able to enjoy a game like Resident Evil Requiem, and just wants to have some decent frames gaming, then it would be overkill. Of course, these aren't aimed at regular PC gamers. This is definitely game more on the enthusiast side. But for the enthusiast, even, it's got to be very disappointing, especially for the fact that it's unable to push um, much harder, especially for 1,000 watts more. Again, even if you're comparing it to the Matrix isn't drawing 1,000 watts of power to the card. The funny thing is they do have a BIOS for it for the ASUS Matrix that you can really pull it to 1,000 watts, but it hasn't. It's not really officially released, or it was more of a thing that they were experimenting with, and they felt that it was unnecessary, especially because you're able to complete as much power out of 675 watts at the most. So I believe that's more so the case. Let me go grab a bit more cereal here, guys, and I'm going to grab some water. So that way I'm nice and refreshed and get ready for this stream. Of course, you guys are more than welcome to ask any questions about any upcoming builds. Oh, and I think I just mentioned it too. And Jonah's doing well. Post recover on the post surgery, he's recovering well. He's about hitting the what's today? So today's Saturday, so it's roughly about 12 days since the surgery. He should be at full recovery at 14 days, so he only has 2 more days for a full recovery. Um, Sunday he had last Sunday he had a bit of an issue. He did run into um, some side effects from the medicine, as the emergency room said, because it seemed like he just it was not good. What was happening? He was just having diarrhea pretty much in the house. And when we saw that, we knew right away it was unusual. So we took him over to the emergency vet, and they said that it was the side effect from the medicine. They gave some stuff, and ever since then, he's been really good. He's been well. He seems pretty much like his normal self. And by the 14th day, I'm definitely excited to finally get him to really go out and have a lot more fun. So Simply Takuma says the problem here is you don't need 1200 watts of power to play Resident Evil Requiem. You can use 800 watts on the Matrix, but also 600 watts on the ORS. Exactly, that's completely correct, Takuma. And that's the case in point there. I'll be right back, refill my cereal so I can have some little brain food. And I'll grab some water so that way we can get our wonderful stream started and let the floodgates open. right, back in action. M so MSI Lightning Z is only for demonstration. It seems like it at this point. It's funny. I wanted to reach out to them to get a couple more things from MSI because I really want to do a video based on their handhelds. Thank you. Jenna, thanks you for the blessings. I gotta figure out a way to get the camera up and running for him too. Let me see. I think I got it in the drawer too, but he's passed out right now. But I love to know how everyone's feeling. Is everyone feeling confident about the PC hardware space right now? Or feeling a bit mixed or worried? I'll take some pictures from him too. Pictures of Jonah. And definitely share it with you guys. Let me see. Yes, kind of the future. Yeah, I get it. I wonder if it's going to be as easy to stroke off. Because when you think about pricing and everything, the pricing, it's almost like I really thought about it. Like when you think about anything that you purchase now, it's pretty much double. Like even when you buy food, like typically if I went to go buy some sort of, say, some lunch, $10 could get you a pretty decent lunch. But now, if you think about it, $10 really can't really get you as much in USD anyway. And if you pay $20, then you have a decent lunch now. So it kind of tells you how the way things are, and it almost makes you question: has everything been really that volatile to the point where we got to pay double for everything? That's what I'm curious about. And let's go back here. Time for the floodgates to open. Welcome everybody. This is Chris Mizo live here. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful day. Same in Singapore, inflation. Yeah. That's one of the places I've actually wanted to go to is over to Singapore. And yeah, I had no idea you guys were on the same exact time zone as Taiwan. That's pretty funny actually. So now I don't have to worry about adjustment of time if we ever fly from Taiwan to Singapore. He just grunted right now. So, Fayman, guys, thank you for all coming in. This is Chris Mizo talking. I know some of you may be worried about pricing when it comes to PC components and parts. Especially, it seems like it just is nonstop drama. Especially if you guys downloaded this whole Nvidia driver. Just was speaking to the wonderful members of the roundtable about this issue. Hopefully, you haven't been one of the ones affected from it. It's pretty serious. Some of the items that were found on it, which I can certainly explain. If you downloaded I think it was, what was it, Wednesday? I think it was the Wednesday update. Make sure to roll back your driver because it can be quite Waffle Skater. Good to see you. That's so funny. Right now I'm just trying to work with my chat window here. It's kind of acting crazy. There we go. Let's see, right there. Perfect. And where did it go? Perfect. That's exactly how I want it. Okay. Ernesto, what's up? What's going on, Ernesto? How's everything? YouTube is working today. Thank God. Yeah, you guys missed it. Like for whoever wasn't part of YouTube on that Wednesday, it was rough. Everyone had to pretty much go onto Twitch because the chat wasn't working. The stream was working, just nobody could say anything. There was a so I was like, man, it's like been like about 30 minutes and no one said a word, and I felt like that was pretty odd. Like usually it's quite as you know, the chats can be quite wild and communicative, but everyone had to end up switching over to Twitch to talk. What's up? What's up, Ernesto? Over on the Twitch side. Yeah, Twitch for the window, I gotta say. It's been a real lifesaver at a lot of times. I've been realizing this. Like, even when we were at Vegas, like when we went to CS 2026, that was, yeah, that was the way to go, it seems like when I was streaming, because of the whole Vegas music. As you know, it's like everywhere you walk, like you can walk 2 steps and then there's some music playing. And then YouTube would try to shut down my video immediately. I must find back to gaming. The last 2 months, I didn't play a single game. I think I will go back to the older games like Metro 2033. You know, they're supposed to make another Metro, apparently. And I love Metro 2033. I actually beat the game. And when I did, this is the funny thing. When I beat the game, I had the bad ending. I thought I did everything well. I think it was because I was just killing people. I was just killing the wrong people in the game. But Metro Exodus is fun that way. Like you just end up like you pretty much can have like alternate endings. To the Resident Evil players out there, how are you loving the game? I'll tell you what though. I plan on downloading it. I may even stream it, guys. If I do it. If I do stream it, I'll let you guys know. I'll run it on pad tracing. See how well it runs. Because that's what I've been hearing about it. That people have been trying to run like pad tracing, and it hasn't been as responsive. That's what I heard from like little inklings. I haven't read too much into it. I miss Metro, but I know there's another game from. Oh, really? Oh, I had no idea they came out with a VR only game. That's another thing I would like to try is the Pimax. It's a 4K VR display. It's really dope, in fact, that you're able to go full 4K. I think it's 2K per eye, they said, when you use this device. And when you are using it, I even asked the guy over at Pimax, did anybody actually get sick from using this? And he said, yes, there was people that were getting sick. What's up, Shivan? There were people getting sick from using the VR, and they would run over to the bathroom because they were pretty much throwing up all the way to the bathroom, which was surprising. Like, I know you can get sick when you use VR items. Like, if you're sitting, like, for example, in a simulator, which we were sitting like an F1 simulator, and it feels like you're driving. It really does. It's for some reason the little jerk or the little motion that will get you motion sick. So it's actually you won't really get motion sick if you're sitting still, but if you try to move, that's what gets you motion sick. And a lot of people, a lot of excuse, there it goes. Need some water. So if you move in VR, anybody who used VR can certainly tell you this. That is what will get you motion sick. So I picked up a 9100 Pro 1 TB in India for 330, which was approximately that's insane. But congratulations on the pickup, though. It's probably going to be worth double in the next 2 months, which is the scary part. It's the honest truth, too. I have the Meta Quest 3, but I don't spend too much time on to it due to it once to school. Yeah, it seems like that's a big thing. A lot of people, once they get it, they kind of fade off of it pretty quickly. They say it's great for the first month, and then most people seem that they don't really go on it as much. I hate motion blur for that reason in gaming. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So I'm getting a DDR3 motherboard CPU combo with 8 gigabytes of RAM and a price equivalent to half of 8 gig. Hey, that's the way things are going. People are gonna go retro. Awesome. You gotta love the new the achievements. Waffle Skater had that the last time. Motion blur is mostly the cause. I think a lot of people end up switching off motion blur, and that's probably one of the main reasons why people do switch off motion blur, because they don't like that look to it. And has anyone out there started playing any Resident Evil? I'd love to know what your thoughts are on it, because Resident Evil has been the big talk. There's certainly a lot of people excited for it. I haven't got to download it yet. Nvidia was prepared with the new driver for Resident Evil, but if you guys haven't heard, it was quite turbulent when they ended up releasing that driver. It was bad. It was so bad, in fact, that they had to pull the driver within the first hour because there were so many issues with it. So DDR4 RAM failed. I should have saved money and buy this combo. Hey, there's always options. Micro Center is a great place. If not, you can go to Newegg and get some. But again, be really careful what you pick off of Newegg. Make sure to purchase directly from Newegg. And also you want to make sure that you go for the bundles. If anyone is buying any PC hardware, go for the bundles more than anything. Because the reason why I say that is because you'll actually end up saving way more. But even if you don't need a motherboard, or if you don't need a CPU, you'll still save more than purchasing a single RAM kit. Takuma's back. Yes, it seems like it. I do agree. Waffle Skater. I plugged in my new build into the PC parts picker and gave me a price of $3,600. Oh, you see how painful that is? So, here's a good question for everybody out there. For everyone out there that has a PC or plans on building a PC, what is the current value of your PC right now? What is the mark of it? That is what I'm curious about. Because originally, you know how much it was when you first built it. Has anyone actually priced out their PC now to see what it would be worth? So, anyone that hasn't built before these high prices, let me know how much you paid to build your PC. I would love to know, because I'm pretty sure it's going to look cheap compared to what it is for this year. I am in India, not Newegg, Micro Center, or even eBay. Oh, really? That's frustrating. Gamers Melton was talking about how bad Nvidia. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't download it. Just imagine. There's some people that really rush to download it, but the thing is, when it comes to drivers, especially, it's ironic to say this, but especially when it comes from Nvidia, usually it gets questionable. It's path tracing is amazing. Oh, really? That's what I'm curious about when it comes to Resident Evil. My PC is 250, but will there be any noticeable difference in operating system performance or responsiveness when upgrading from not necessarily. Like if you're looking for like a larger performance jump, like say you're looking for a difference in loading times, or if you're looking for a difference in those type of areas when it comes to say gaming, you're not going to experience anything too great, because direct storage isn't there just quite yet. They are working on it though, on newer titles, that they will start having direct storage, and once that becomes officially released, that will be the way to go, and you'll notice a difference. So in essence, you ended up future proofing your PC, so that way you can experience it. But you will see a difference when it comes to transferring files. or if you're more of an editor, you'll notice a bit more of an uptick when it comes to NVMe speeds. So Newegg is our so MD Computers is our version of Newegg. And how do you like MD Computers? My PC must be now way over 9,000. Your PC can purchase a new 2026 Toyota Corolla. That's what it can purchase. I paid 1,100 USD, now valued at $2,080. How's that feel? What's up, Emil Sky? Welcome in. Nah, but you can. So my RAM and M.2 are 2,500. How's that feel? How's that feel that you literally have gold sitting inside of your PC there? Chevs, so luckily I was able to figure out why the video encoder, I selected a different one for another platform so I can go live if I want, instead of having to turn on the main in order. Oh, okay. So are you using OBS as well? Is it? Just the RAM alone, bought it at 288. Now it's 744 at Best Buy. And saw you on Okay, perfect. So in 2027, yeah, this take a nice break. At least you got it figured out though. So it makes me feel like I should have bought more. That's how it always is. It's like almost that mind effect. Like you always feel like you need to buy more. So Gamerplay says, how much disk space do you have? And you know, that's the flex here. Now, if you have a ton of disk space free, yeah, I know someone who does. Takuma. But anyway, that tells you how much money your PC is. If you have like 4 terabytes free, that's insane. That is insane. This overlay is awesome. Oh yeah? You like your new overlay? Yeah, it's always fun when you get to really there's so much customization when it comes to OBS. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate it. Let's go check out Micro Center, because I know a lot of you are curious about today's pricing. Let's see if it's changed anywhere, if it's pretty much stagnant from Wednesday. Oh, did you? Takuma. Imagine how much that NVMe is worth. Because you have the 8 terabyte 9100 Pro, correct? I know, it's like torture, right? We're in literal hell seeing this. Seeing these insane pricing. But here's a good thing. I mean, at least you got this decent graphics card that's for sale. $699. That's pretty decent. At least they didn't shaft us on that. Underrated, but Windows emulation on smartphone is becoming a huge. Some dude literally played Resident Evil. Really? That's insane. Like, how many frames was he actually pulling out of it? Just out of curiosity. Did he show his frames? Wasabi, what's going on? What's up, Wasabi? How you feeling today? I know you're probably exhausted. I know you've been working hard. You had that was a decent video you had posted the other day. So, everyone, if you're curious about the pricing here, wow. You see that pricing? That is really expensive. Let's go over to we're going to take a look, guys. We're going to go over to the memory, which I know everyone's curious about, and how everything is stagnant when it comes to the pricing. And, oh, wow. This is all they have left? There's only 3 available. Okay, so now the shortage is becoming a bit more real here. This is the Miami location. So, we're at 8 terabyte M.2's price just like that, under 1K, before the prices started going up. I could be wrong, but either way, I can't imagine what they would go. And no, exactly. That's the insane part. So with, I think you put in the comma in the wrong place. Admit. Yes. Of course, definitely. If you have that kind of budget, you should be able to definitely be able to afford it. So anyway, there's only 3 left. And the 3 that are left is CL48 at 6000 megahertz, big latency. You do have some DDR4, which I specifically clicked DDR5. I could have swore I picked it. Maybe this is just the top deal side. I'm going to go back and double check this. This can't be right. Let's go DDR5. We're going to take a look here. We're going to look at DDR5, guys. So I'm going to go over here on the filter side. We're going to take a look specifically for DDR5 RAM. Wow, they got DDR. I had no idea that they still sell DDR3. So if you want DDR3, they still actually sell it. I'm going to click it just out of curiosity. You ready, guys? Let's see how much DDR3 is worth. Now, these seem like to be laptop memory. There you go. You got Vipers, 16 gigabytes. You can purchase it for 52 bucks. And it's CL10. That sounds amazing, the latency, right? Oh, man. Doing good. How about you, Chris? 3 more night shifts to go through so I can... Yeah, it's, I know quite a few people that are going through that whole Ramadan. Man, it's tough for you guys, I gotta say. But at least you're able to just have that spirit to fight through it. And make sure to get to, are you still going to the gym, Wasabi? Or have you been exhausted? Corsair is treated like Ferrari of ramps. Yeah. I don't get it either, because they use SK Hynix like everyone else does. The DDR4 stick was probably $30 a year ago. Oh, Takuma's calling out Wasabi. Once Ramadan, man, I bet your mind is like out of it. Because, you know, my barber actually, he's going through the whole Ramadan. And he seemed like he was just not himself. Like, he's out of it. He is out of it. I can tell. So that's for DDR3. So if you're looking for a retro build, you can do it. Now these two are specifically you can use in PCs. The 1799, and they do have a 5199. All right, so enough fooling around there. That it's nice to see something a bit more normal, like when it comes to the pricing side. So let's go back over here. We're gonna filter it out correctly. We want to see what the pricing is for DDR5. Now, I don't care about the memory speed side. I want to see all DDR5. So we're going to go back up here, in fact. And we'll filter out this way. We'll go back to the computer memory. And then we're going to scroll down. And we're going to go to DDR5 RAM, which is right here. What's RAM? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what he said too. So he told me the same exact thing. I think he told me Wasabi would tell you better than I would, but for me, he told me, he said like at the end of March, I think he said. Check the Indian marketplace and see how the pricing is over there. Oh, it's that rough? I will take a look at it. I will certainly will. Right after we take a look at this, how much it is in USD. Either March 19th or 20th. It depends on... Oh, okay. So it matters if the moon is visible. I never knew that. Wasabi is back as a supporter. Let Wasabi know the moon became a member. So for the RAM, take a look here, guys. So for 32 gigabytes of CL36, it's $450. MD computer is what he says. Okay, we'll look at MD computers. Depending on where you live, at least 2 weeks of dealing with daylight savings time, I know it can be tough. Let's see, MD computers. I gotta take out, the thing is, I gotta take out like the calculator. I mean, not calculator, the currency converter for everyone out there too. I should take one out. I'm upgrading from a weak budget office laptop. But fine. Okay. Feel free to post your specs. Let's look at... categories. Here we go. We want to go to RAM, desktop, DDR5. Wow. Okay. I like how they emphasize that it's 63% off. See, I had already closed this page if the first thing I'm getting shoved in my face is like like 5060 Ti AI box. No. I hope we're good and now I won't get banned back then. Okay. So off at 63%. I have to convert this for you guys. Now, let's see, currency converter. We'll find out right now. So rupee. Oh. And we'll convert it to. Now it's not even working. Okay. Now in USD. Oh, come on. Don't you hate when that happens? I think it threw it off because I had that. Let me put it like this. There we go. And now if we switch it, say over to the Euro side. I know there's a lot of Europeans watching this. That's about 310 euros. Now in USD, that's about 363. Which isn't honestly, that's not too terrible. Not too terrible. Not for this. Not for the HCR RAM. Do you think AK RPM fans are too much for? No. Why would it be too much? Yeah, that's better than here even. I'm surprised how much of a good deal that is actually. Is it pre-owned? I don't think it is, right? That's quite an amazing deal, I gotta say. Because for CL36, we would have to pay almost $100 or more. What's that expensive 1590? Oh, really? Micro Center or this store, MD Computers? We'll look in both. That way we can determine how the market's like. So this is what they currently have in stock in Micro Center here. It's $3,500 for the GeForce WindForce. And if you want Resident Evil Requiem, it comes with it. Now for this store here, let's see. We'll look for the same one. See if they have the GeForce. They don't have it. So you know what? Let's look for the closest match and match. How about that? We'll look for 5090s. We go back up here and we'll go to 5090s. Oh, that automatically went to it. Awesome. Thank you for becoming a member, Ernesto. So we'll head over RX 9060. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Right now, I'm just going to go to the specifically 5090s we're going to look for. Just to get a good idea of pricing here. And just got to go to the 5090 side. Right. Wow. They don't even have it. Oh, here it is. I was going to say, wow, is it that low in stock? So the closest thing that they have in stock. Okay, they have Zotac, but it's sold out. Zotac, Nvidia, solid overclock. And if you compare it to the other store, which is over in India, which is this one, 447 120. So that's the offer price. So this is, it sounds like this is more of a, is it more of a bid like eBay? It seems like it. So let me just put that in. Take away the comma. Wow, that's actually really expensive. That's ridiculously expensive. Oh, wait. Oh, I apologize, guys. Let me get back there. There you go. So originally the price for the I do apologize for that, guys. I wanted to use the same handle I use. Oh, okay, okay. I gotcha. Makes sense. Thank you. Best views better. So, uh, it's expensive. Look, it's actually, let me go here. I just had it. $4,912. And that's for the Zotac Gaming RTX 5090. It's like way overpriced compared to $27.99. But again, that's more than likely the old price. The newer price will come out once they re-release the card. What's up, Dark Style? Good morning. How you feeling? Hopefully you feeling all right. And the crazy thing is, if you look at this, guys, I just realized that they have the Lightning Z here as an option. Take a look, guys. They have the Lightning, but it's $5,090. Ironic, right? The pricing, 5090, 5,090. Not hard to forget. So if you want if you want a 5090 MSI Lightning, that's $5,090. You can. But the best part is it comes with Resident Evil. Yeah, they are nightmarish. It's like you would never think that PC hardware would really get that expensive. Buy it. Sure, if everyone wants me to purchase this card, go ahead and make the donation because I can't afford it. It's crazy expensive. I wonder if they have it. It makes me curious. 1590 Lightning. Oh, really? Oh, wow. It's insane, right? Crazy expensive. No, India does not have it. Not yet, at least. I think this is more like a place where you bid for parts. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely right. Let's see. You're a content creator. Come on, it's biz. I know. It's technically a business expense, but I don't want to keep buying things like that. should should consider a 8 GB RX 9060 XT or a 16 GB RX 9060 XT. Yeah, you make a great point. This is what I tell everyone. Like, if you are trying to get a GPU and it's really expensive, just make the purchase for a AMD card. It's honestly a very good deal, and you haven't really heard too much trouble when it comes to the 9000 series, right? Like just the other day, or not that long ago, just a couple days ago, that there was an issue with Nvidia's driver, and this is what I wanted to share with you guys. If anyone downloaded this driver, just be aware. Just make sure to check your version number when it comes to your driver. If you have 595 0.59, that driver needs to be out of your system. It's completely a terrible driver. And these are the type of things people are currently reporting with this driver. Not only is it causing the GPU fans to stop spinning, but if your YouTube is freezing, that's also the reason. It could be your HDR if you have a monitor that goes up to say 144 hertz. That can also not work. You also have run into issues such as voltage locked at 0.9 volts, and you do have some huge gaming performance drops as well. So I am testing the encoder went live in the next platform while we are. Thank you. Certainly appreciate it. Yeah, but yeah, business right off. Right, I need two of them. So in In Singapore, the Asus Astro RTX 5090 are going for 6,000. Really? That is insane. So, if you go here and see what the pricing is for the Asus Astro, let's find out. The Asus Astro's right here. This is the 5080, and it's already $1,900. That's already insane as it is. At that point, you might as well go RTX 5090, right? And even if you get that 5090 version of it, which I will show you, let's see, because I know it's sold out. It seems like it's currently sold out at the moment. It actually has gone up tremendously. Not tremendously, but kind of did. Still expensive, though. I gotta say, still very expensive. Oh, right here. It's $3,509 for the regular one. And then if you get the Ice Edition, or like the white version of it, it's $3,550. I know Micro Center has a power spec and 7800X3D, 2 terabytes M.2, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and 1700. Unfortunately, for my buddies, something tells me that that price isn't going to be there in April. Yeah, I feel the same exact way. It's just like the best pre-built you can actually buy, and I've been telling everybody about this. If you have a Micro Center near you, there's actually a decent pre-built you can purchase, and uh, it's quite wild. You can get it for like 2,200. It's Alienware, but again, it's like a decent deal for anyone that doesn't have a PC. It's 2,200, and this is how it looks like here. And then if you go down further, you can check out these specifications, which they're not bad. Now, the only thing that is a bit questionable, of course, the RAM's kind of slow. It's 5200 megahertz, but it has a 5080. And it's 2 terabytes of NVMe. So it's actually really good. It's cheaper than doing some sort of build similar to it. Egyptian, what's going on? It's been a minute. Glad to see you here. Oh, yes. Welcome to OLED. Kilobyte. Yeah, you gotta go OLED. OLED is, if you don't have OLED, it just runs wonderfully. It's just, the colors just stick out so beautifully. The blacks are just so, you can't tell if your screen's off when it comes to OLED. It's really amazing stuff. I'm glad you got it, though. That is awesome. I know Wasabi's loving his OLED. I sold my 4070 for 900 bucks, and I bought a 50. Oh, congratulations! Really? That's a great deal, by the way. So this is what you can get for anyone that is like on a super tight budget. Now, if anyone's wondering if you still can build a PC, it's definitely possible. You just have to make sure to get the bundles. Go under PC parts, and then go, say, AMD bundle, because I know there's a majority of AMD builders out there. And you can go ahead and take a look at this deal, like $350. You can certainly build a PC. Now they switched it up a little bit. They went with the B850M VC. That's interesting. So they went with I think this is a micro ATX board. Or it might be a mini ITX. No, it is a full B850. It just looks small. Definitely looks smaller than the regular motherboard. That is interesting. But I guess it still falls into the ATX category. Probably barely fits in. Barely falls into it. So in December, I saw an open box deal for $1,719 plus tax for a 9800 X3D, 64 gigabytes of CL30 and 5070 Ti. Unfortunately, I did not notice it, and it was my store that it was I was on for some reason. Really? Oh yeah, it's quite the difference. Is MSI Empower board good? Yes, MSI makes decent boards. They do. They make great motherboards out there. They are reliable, and you won't really run into too many issues with them. Typically, I recommend the Carbon. I love the Carbon series from MSI, or Will there be a huge bottleneck between Intel Ultra 5 225 and the RTX 3? No. It shouldn't be really any bottleneck. I feel that is actually pretty decent. Now, if you, of course, you want to upgrade the 3080, of course, it'd be a bit more beneficial, but you shouldn't have any bottleneck at all. You should be pretty much good for the most part. The only place you may find some bottlenecking is like if you're trying to go like say 4K and say Unreal Engine 5 game, Unreal Engine 5 game, then you might face some bottlenecking if you're trying to go 4K, for example. So hey Chris, I just saw you my algo. Oh, awesome! Thank you for joining in. You fit right in. I gotta say. I have an MSI board. Yes, they are great boards. I usually a lot of the people that I build PCs for, that's what I usually go with is MSI. I do a lot of MSI. Gigabyte's really good as well, and ASUS. I think it's funny. Uh, I think it's pretty funny. Now, as long as if their PCs work, great. They're gonna replace them anyway, right? That's what I have the MSI Carbon. It's a great choice. It's the perfect board to go with. I wish I had like 8 motherboards. But I gotta say there is more. I've really looked in the back like they're there. But there is going to be more hardware coming in. And when that hardware comes in, we will be doing some more unboxing for sure. We'll do some unboxing and builds will be on their way soon on this channel. As we do have, I believe that there's going to be quite a few builds that we will be focused on. So we got the 7600. So you got two options actually. You got the 7500 X3D and the 7600X, which isn't a bad deal. And there's also a Micro Center exclusive, again, 7600 X3D for 400. So these deals, they just keep getting better, it seems like. The MSI B850 Gaming Pro Wi-Fi with a 7600 X3D. That's definitely one I would say that would be a very decent one to go after. The best part, honestly, is knowing that there is stuff in the back, but it's, yeah. Absolutely. The mystery of what do I got? Exactly. That's what it feels like at times. So if you are looking to build a PC, to start off with something like this, you don't need to have dual RAM if you are a bit limited. Well, the RAM prices will go, uh, that's not no good. Oh man, it's frustrating. I gotta say, there's always something, and especially if you take a look here, this is also a big contributing factor. If you look at the whole commodity side, because when you take a look at things like commodities here, they just consistently go up, and that is also part of the reason why it's going to get more expensive building. I mean, silver's back up to $93, and then you have gold at $5,278, which is insane, and copper's at $6 now. So that means PSUs. It means other PC components can get just as expensive. Since I'm here, I just bought a 5060 Ti. Awesome. And I'm pairing it soon with the 5700X because X3DS are, I think I get what you're saying. Your X3Ds are out of stock. I said 3DS. I was like, what? 3DS. But yeah, how long do you think this combo would last, especially with 4 832 gigabyte 3200 and CX550? It's a decent combo. I gotta say, are you gaming on 1080p? I'm assuming, is it? Your friend says his PC died, and he sent you the photo of like, and you realize it's DDR3. You're like, ooh, I think I got it. That would be nice. B850 Ryzen 8000. I watched Ryzen 9000 videos today on MSI Pro motherboard. Yeah. Hey, that's how it always is. When you have your PC hardware, the next thing you think of doing is just upgrading. It's just natural. You always want to make things better. I just mainly on 1080p, not 1440p. I don't have the urge to get one. Yeah, then you're pretty much good. If you're on 1080p, you're solid gold, I would say. Especially with the type of what type of titles do you play, by the way? I don't live in the US, but I heard yes. Oh, really? Oh, that would be a good thing. If they have a massive sale on monitors, we definitely got to check that out. Right now, some of the best deals you can get in the combos are from the big guys. Yeah, currently. Chris, I am just letting you know, bro. I do appreciate it. Because we do actually do plan to do like a whole Micro Center stream soon. It's going to be sometime in March. I am hoping that Intel will release their Hour Lake refresh. Yeah, that's not good. That's really not good if that's the case. I am like AM6 is going to be a flop and Intel is going to come back as the king. Yeah, it's possible, especially with their new processor that they're coming out, 52 cores and 52 threads. It's not going to be have any hyper-threading or any extra scaling. It's just going to be a pure monster. It's practically like a mini Threadripper. So I'm curious to see if how well it will pair, especially when it comes to gaming. And for those who are into streaming and content creation, it would be great for those. So what about the Nvidia ARM chip? Yes, Nvidia's ARM chip. I think that's going to be quite interesting. I think it will be quite impactful. I think with Nvidia's ARM, I feel that they are going to be uh very competitive against any type of say against like the Halo Strix like from AMD, and also it's going to be very competitive against Snapdragon. What I'm really curious about is if they can be just as competitive against like the M1, which is of course MacBooks SoC. Of course they're up to like M5 now, but as long if they can compete with the M series when it comes to Apple, because of the whole battery life side. And I'm also curious to see how well it will run, especially if they have a handheld that does have like 50, like a 5090. I'm not 5090, like the power compared to AMD's as what is it, the Z2 Extreme. If it can certainly compete against something like that, I feel like it can, but also the problem is when it comes to the pricing. Mainly that ARM GPU is probably for handhelds and laptops. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's for. Well, you get the iPhone. Nah, no, I don't think I will. I think I'm pretty good where I'm at. I got recommended this. I think who somebody else was actually kept recommending this. What kind of things could you do in the PC simulator too? By the way, let's check out the Intel bundle, see what they got going on here. This is actually decent. $529. You get a 265K and as you wish board, and you get two 32 gigabyte sticks of RAM. I'm assuming it's at CL36. Oh no, see, oh that's better, guys. It comes with CL32. I mean, yeah, 32. That's actually good. What phone? Right now I have the 17 Pro Max. So, I checked the RAM. I bought in 16th of 2025 per today. Yeah, I 100% believe that. I believe it because pricing just has been consistently going up and it hasn't been getting any better. That's why I usually recommend people to go for these kits instead. You'll actually save much more because you get a processor and a motherboard on top of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, we both got the same exact phone. I gotta say, I do like it doesn't get nearly as hot compared to the 15 Pro Max because originally that's what I had. But I do miss the material that they originally had, which was the titanium body. Switching over to aluminum does feel a bit different. Now this is their big combo here, $800. Now this is the Z890 Gaming X Wi-Fi 7, but it comes with again decent RAM. It's CL32, and it's up to 6400 megahertz. It comes with their top processor, which is the 285K, all for $800. Because the processor itself, that's usually about like 600 bucks. In regards to the phone, I'm sticking with the 16 Pro Max. Hate that they said that the 16 to work with Apple until you. I think they actually gave up on that. In fact, Apple actually said that they made a deal with Google. They actually made a deal with Google's Gemini. So expect Google's Gemini to slowly take over. And has anyone noticed too, like when it comes to Apple's devices, that your phone, that your Siri has progressively just gotten worse and worse? I'm thinking of making my phone twins with my car. Yeah, do it. You gotta take a picture of it. Would love to see it for sure. I know it's risky, but I did buy an RTX 3060 from Colorful for about a year ago. Wow. That's crazy. That's absolutely wild. It's in my. Oh. I was going to say, you should take it with your car. If you get the phone and you get the car, take them together. But that's dope, though. That's dope. How do you like it, by the way? I got lucky and upgraded in December. First PC I didn't build. Oh, really? I currently have the Ryzen 7 5800X, 32 gigabytes of DDR4, and RTX 3060. Planning to upgrade the GPU. What would you recommend for my CPU? So you have a 5800. So you're keeping your motherboard, I'm assuming. There's only so much you can do, but you can upgrade it to a 5800. I'm assuming you're using it for gaming. So you're pretty much good. Like you can get a 5800 X3D if you want to focus specifically for gaming. Oh, for specifically need a Nvidia purpose other than gaming. Oh, so if you're looking to do something other than gaming, I'm assuming like editing and like more like graphic design. If that's the case, you want to go like 5950X. I am thinking, Chris, the PC Simulator 2 is cool. When I can get it, I can consider. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. You know, it's funny because people were talking about that. Like, can you build with other people in there too? I'm on the iPhone 12 series is the main. Let me know when it's. Oh, you know what's the best thing when you ask Siri? They say, like you ask it something like that, and says, no, I just like what you said. No, I can't do that. But let me look on the internet for you. I think the 1550, I think 1,550 horsepower. That's insane. Yeah, that's dope though. I'm glad you're loving the car. That's awesome. And so for anyone that's curious about the pricing when it comes to RAM and hardware, let me show you this too. The pricing of this, it's just insane. No, I don't think, but you can throw Discord chat. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's always good for a learning process. It probably gets pretty intricate. Oh, wow. Look, guys. 9100 Pro, 2 terabytes, has gone up $100. It's now $500 for 2 terabytes. What? So we do have a price jump, and it looks like it starts with NVMe's. 2 terabytes is now $500. If I am looking for gaming in 1440p and regular everyday use, would a Asus Prime X870p and an Asus ROG Strix X870A be the same? Um, Pretty much. The only difference for them is the lanes, like when it comes down to it. I don't know why these Chinese cars don't come to the US. And oh, because there's legalities behind it. Dude, I'm a be for real. Overpaid the 5060 Ti 16 gigabytes for 550, but I had no choice. The 5070 in the country was 750 and to $800. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so expensive now. Like it's shocking that I paid 120 for 2 terabytes. A card that broke 3 speed world records for 78K. Yeah, that is crazy. I hate when people cheap out the motherboard example. 9850 X3D on a 8520 board at least gets AP580 and not a $150 one. Get the $300 one. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you can do it, reach out for it. But I know some people are on a tighter budget. The motherboard, uh, it's not like the motherboard is something that's easily swapped out. So if you get a motherboard and you get a CPU combo, that's why I highly recommend everybody that does end up getting a PC or starts doing a PC build. You want to make sure to go with like at least a decent combo because everything else is going to be really expensive. No wonder why they're doing all these sales because who's going to afford $330 and you got 1 terabyte of RAM? That makes absolutely no sense. But I forgot it is possible. Dude, I don't buy A520 boards. I am B450. That's way better than ever. I'm running on PCI Express Gen 3. The VRAM. Yeah, the VRM. Or you mean the VRAM of your GPU? There's some boards that support DD. Oh yeah. There's got to be. I do my best to afford things. That's why we will go on that Micro Center chip. But I will not be purchasing this SSD. I'll tell you that. That price scares me. Yes, now you can. Luckily, I have quite a supply of SSDs, so I'm okay. So now, why you can get it in? Take a look at the long term and how long the system you can get to keep the system. Oh man, out of wood already. Oh, I wish. I gotta. This channel's got to survive on builds too. So it's safe to buy RAM. RAM, yes. SSDs it's a bit insane. As you see, $500 for a 9100 Pro. Now that's strictly because it's Samsung. I'm curious to see how the other brands are. We're gonna go check them out. We're gonna go here. I'm just curious to see if it also affects other brands. Now the P510 is 2 terabyte sets. Yeah. So even the Crucial's $450, which is insane. SSD and RAM. Is there great open box offers? Usually if they have open box offers, they'll be down. They'll actually point it out. But I don't really see too many open box offers. There's one here. This one's not bad actually. The Samsung 9100 Pro. This is crazy. I don't know how this is a great deal open box. Now it's $330 new, right? But if you do purchase an open box, they do have it for $167. So they do have one that is open box. Hopefully it's not a fake, 1 terabyte. Is anyone in your family Asian? I don't know. Oh, because I'm also Taiwanese, and I'm also Sicilian. So that is a great question. Almost like you are pushing people to use GeForce and other subscriptions. Almost, pretty much. I'm not worried about SSDs, but the RAM was the worst thing. Gen 5 is way overpriced if you are mainly game. Oh yeah, of course. You know the crazy thing? Watch this. Your jaw will literally drop if you see this. 990, right? Just the regular 990 Gen 4. Now you can get 2 terabytes for $450. You see what I mean? That's how expensive things have gotten. So if you get a regular 4 PCI Express 4 NVMe M.2, it's $450. It's even opt for you. All right. So guys, I'll be right back. Just gonna go grab some water real quick. Okay, back. I am back. So yeah, 2 terabytes in my system at the moment. Too expensive to add more, so I just use some docking stations today. Oh, congratulations! How about California trying to pass a law where they want? Oh, really? That's insane. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna look up that Crucial P3. Actually, that prior PC that I built was a Crucial P3. It had Crucial's P3 in there, but I'm pretty sure they have it. That's a common one. Let's see. So for 2 terabytes, for which I will show you guys. So now for 2 terabytes for their P310 specifically is $350 roughly. So yes, it's gone up quite a bit, and that's just for Gen 4. Isn't that crazy? It's $350 for it now. So your old NVMe's, oh, they gone up quite a bit in price. Let me see. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely wild. So all NVMe's have gone up dramatically in price. They've gone up roughly about $100 more. GPUs have been holding pretty steady since their price increase in January, and memory has been pretty steady at holding prices. Go Gen 4 on my next storage upgrade, but no rush. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's honestly, it doesn't make sense for the pricing to be this insane. I just built myself a budget PC. The question, should I use Ubuntu or Windows? I've heard you can use Linux apps with cross compatibilities with 365 Office. I use the PC for school and like gaming. Now, if you use it for school and like gaming, honestly, Windows would be perfectly fine, but you can use Linux. You can try it out to see how you like it. I usually recommend people to go into a virtual box and try out Linux first, or even dual boot. Congrats for the 22nd anniversary. Have a nice end with your missus. My plans for this weekend is to record 2 videos. Yeah, good luck, Wasabi. I know it's a lot of work, right? Yes, and Kilobyte. Everybody tell Kilobyte happy anniversary. Tell him happy 22 years. That's quite the journey, and I know it has its ups and downs. But I am glad you guys have made it through to 22 years. That's quite a accomplishment and a milestone. So definitely enjoy it. Find a great time wherever you guys decide to vacation to. But big congratulations for sure. I maybe dual booting. Yes, that's why I usually recommend dual booting. I was willing to pay a little more when I upgraded to my current PC, which was going from Intel 3770K with a 1080 Ti. Yeah, happy anniversary, man. That's a true milestone, I gotta say. If anybody's married, you know, it can life can have its ups and downs. uh, yeah, 1080 is still a good card, but the problem is Nvidia doesn't update it. Just imagine if you updated it with its latest driver. Oh man. They stopped updating the 1080 Ti probably about roughly about I'd say almost what's it, March? Maybe 8 months ago. It's still a wonderful card. I feel like that's one of their top cards that they've ever created. They really did a good job when it came to that series, the 1000 series. And ever since then, it's kind of went downhill. Ever since they went RTX, right? Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what they've been working really hard more on software than anything. Oh really? That's pretty wild. Yeah, 2 of them. Now let's take a look at power supplies. I'm just curious about something. I wonder if they started to go up because the pricing of metal is also up. Oh, they got an A750GL for 90 bucks. That's actually not bad. Hopefully you guys got to check out that video. They have an 850GL for $100. I guess they're trying to get rid of it in part of their new system that they're coming out with. Their new PSUs. I just I just built my PC. Is there anything I got to do to the BIOS before installing the OS? What are your specifications? More than likely, you probably just want to enable your Expo and everything, but that's probably it. You don't have to do too much. Of course, you got to install the OS. I'm glad you got to check out your MSI cables. I'm sure everyone's been checking them because that was the whole thing. If they were like kind of creeping out. Thank you for subscribing, Buster. Awesome. Thank you for subscribing, pal. I saw someone sell silver. He paid $900, and after 5 years, he collected the 12,250. Oh, really? That's insane. 12,250. There's a lot of people out there with silver and some sort of commodities like silver, gold. All that's like gone up dramatically. They do. They certainly do, yes. But I think it's all limited. Let me see. Specifically, you want to look at AMD or Intel bundles, but we'll look AMD just in case, as that's like the favorite. I bought gold and silver in 2028. I mean 2008. You're definitely up. You know what's funny? When I was in Taiwan about 2 years ago, we were looking at things like at gold, and were going to make some purchases, but we were like, yeah, we'll just wait for the price to drop a little bit. Man, that was that was the wrong move. Now everything's super expensive. And let me see, a white bundle. The closest one I see, the problem is the RAM sticks, but it is sort of a white bundle, which is this one here, 519.98. That's probably the lowest one, which is the 7700X. And then if you go over and check it out, it's not going to be the white sticks, I would assume. More than likely, they'll probably bundle it. Let's say we put this together. It's going to be bundled with the black. Oh, no, they give you the white ones. Yes, actually, they do. So, yes, they do have them in stock. But the best one they have is the 519 one now. Yes, only XMP. Do other components get edited through? Yes, if you want to. Like, it depends what you're trying to do here. Most of the time, you just need the expo. That's pretty much it. Now, you can do things with your CPU, but it's not really necessary unless you really want to start doing like things like undervolting or overclocking and things like that. Yeah, silver is certainly a great investment. So favorite food? I gotta say it has to be. I love eating things like I'd say my favorite. I'd say sushi. I like more noodle things. Like I do like soba and ramen, and that's definitely my preference there. That would be my favorite food, I would say. Thank you. Oh yeah. It's funny. I just said ramen. Thank you, Easy Ramen. Now it's making me hungry. Is it good to build a PC in 2026 or 2027 for heavy G? Yeah, I mean, like it's good any time to build it for business purposes. Now, if you're building for like your own purposes, like for things like gaming, just be really mindful. Look at the bundles. Go for the bundles. They're the better deals to get instead of buying everything separate, because it's definitely getting more expensive. I love how they say this. You saw Micro Center says this. Lowest 3-in-1 bundle prices in the country. Truckloads of RAM, CPU, and motherboards at last year's prices. All bundles limited to one store. That's funny. That is true. But the SSDs, man. Oh, that's a herpes. That is hurting us. I do like Caribbean food too. I do love Caribbean food. Oh man, yes. A keyboard or magnetic keyboards are expensive mechanical for competitive gaming. Uh, um, I would say if you are to pick between the two, like between TMR and magnetic, I would say you'd probably be happier with something more like magnetic. I'd say like between is it could be expensive. It just depends on the type of keyboard you get. There's a lot of custom keyboards out there. I'd say check out Ducky. Ducky actually makes some decent products out there. And honestly, I do understand all bundles don't have RGB memory sticks. You can purchase a universal kit for RAM. Don't stress test it. See, guys, Crispy shopping for. uh, uh, it's just food and just food preferences. So, what GPU would you pick for video editing and gaming? So, if you're to pick between those two, specifically, I would say if you are using it for gaming and editing, I would say the even blend would be probably the 5070 Ti, to be fair. I can say technically like the RX 9070 XT, if you're a bit more on a budget side, you can go with it. But I would say if you have a bit more budget and you want to be a bit more fair, I would say 5070 Ti. Now the processor is the interesting part. Now, if you are editing and you're gaming, I would say go Intel. Now, if you are more focused on the streaming side, you can go more of a choice like AMD. Also, I would say The Intel 265K is good for budget. 285K would be if you want to go all out, pretty much, like when it comes to like straight up focused on editing. I just need 8 TB of that. That's funny. Mine's G Skills at Z75 rules in danger. I am getting it back. Yeah. If you have some RAM sitting out, just make sure you put it in a nice place. They do have boxes for those. Dark Style, what are you putting? uh so um there keep all the games as well. What's your intake on the new Stigma? 6 core or 8 core? I would say it's good to have multi-cores. But the thing is, it all depends on how this new engine will be. I don't know when they're going to end up releasing it. Of course, there's always going to be Unreal Engine 6. And if that's the case, it may be better to have more cores because, as you see, Unreal Engine 5 is pretty demanding. And because it is, it can actually require more cores to be used. So, but as of now, most games can get away with less cores, I should say. Less cores that you need. So I have 8 TB now, but it's low-key 990. Hey, it's still worth a lot of money, you want to see? I'm not kidding. Samsung, even if it's just 8 TB of a 990 Pro, this is how ridiculous the pricing is. 990 Pro, 8 TB if they have it. They don't have it in stock. Oh man, I really wanted to show you. But 4 TB. This is just to give you an idea. 4 TB is $800. So that's how much it's gone up. $800 for 4 TB. Sometimes my sometimes it gets tired. But I don't mind it, to be honest. I enjoy talking. I'm using the ESD, but that's a smart way to do it. Doing it the right way. Isn't that expensive, fellas? $800. Yeah, that's the wild part. Let me show you this. This is going to be funny. We're going to look up the price of a Toyota Corolla. Their economical car. Maybe it's gone up. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just behind on pricing when it comes to cars. Let's see how much it is. Okay, right there. There it is. 22,925. That's how much the pricing is, right? That's the pricing of a new 2026 Toyota Corolla. About 22,000. So when you think about it, if you really build out a PC, you can put down almost like you build a really nice, decent PC. You can put like a decent 30-40% on a Toyota Corolla. It's wild. 30 to 40% on a Toyota Corolla. Something as such would be like around 200,000 here. 1738. So think about it. You did all right. Let's price it out. Like if you were to get this kit, let's put it together. In fact, say we get the 4 TB 990 Pro. Realistically, you're not going to get the one with the heatsink. We'll go ahead and go with just the regular 4 TB. And then say we get the kit because we want to save a bit of money. Let's go ahead and go with one of these decent Intel kits. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna definitely hurt seeing the pricing all together. Now, we did get the SSD. Let's say we go with the cheapest. No. Say we go with the As You Wish board. That seems fair. We'll just go 550, right? We'll add that to the cart. It is. It's true. Ignorance is bliss when it comes to pricing. So we got the SSD, we got the RAM, we got the motherboard, and we got the CPU. Now let's go ahead and pick out the GPU. And say we decide to go. Should we add should we add a 5090 in there just to see? Especially a white one? Yeah, okay. We'll add a 5090. We'll have to add this one because since they don't have the white one in stock, so we'll say, that's okay. We'll just go get this one. And then that woman, yeah, that's for sure. They certainly do like to find the deals. That white taxes. It is. Unless you want to paint it white yourself, that's always an option. Save $100 doing it, but of course that's a process. And now we have to get a PSU. We're not done because we do need a PSU. You can't have a PC without a PSU. Since we got the 5090, we need at least 1200 watts here. What? I think that's glitched. Let me try that again. Okay, so I'm going to have to type it in. My buddy got a 5090 last year. He waited 3 months to get it, and it cost as much as... It's crazy, right? Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome. That's dope that he was able to do that. No, it's too afraid to take... Yeah, I think a lot of people are when it comes to something like that. Oh, if you get this, you get Resident Evil with it. That's pretty dope. So let's do that. We'll just add this. Nah, you know what? That's not very smart either because it's like we saw that Resident Evil and we're like, yeah, but it's $265. But it's a decent power supply, so why not? Why not, right? And we're matching it with the motherboard, which is also a ASUS. So, and now we need a CPU cooler. Now the CPU cooler is going to be around, let's see, water cooling kits. Arctic cooling is actually decent. So, where say you want to go TY or X, you want to have that dope display, that 360 panoramic display here. I keep offering to buy his. That's funny. I was on the stock tracker sites when the 5090s dropped it. Oh man, that's frustrating too when that happens. Like when you're trying to get it for the best deal. So we added the TYRX. Now we just need one more component, which is the PC case. So let's go ahead and look at a PC case. Right here. He gave TRF. Yes. Another $300 down on fire. So we'll look at a decent case. And let's say we go with, for all that, let's see. Let's find a decent case here. I want to see the recently released here. The newest of the new. This one's an interesting looking case, right? This whole pink case. Let's go. What do you say, guys? Tough choice, right? This is pretty dope, the MSI Pano, but it wouldn't match the hardware. At least the height 70 touch, that's a good choice. Hi, I wanted to ask if the Ryzen 5 7600X 3D is worth it more than the Ryzen 5. Yes, it is worth it because you have the extra 3D V cache. So if you want to take advantage of that extra the extra 3D V cache, you can. It'll be worth it for sure. Okay, so we'll look it up. We'll look for the height, 70, and see if we can find it. Or it's also known as the H70 as well. There it is. Oh, it's all sold out. They do have one in stock. We'll just add it to the cart, see if it goes into the cart. And I think it did. Let me see. It's massive. I'm gonna recase my machine to go small. All right, this is the price, guys. Remember the price of the Toyota Corolla we just saw. The Toyota Corolla is about $22,925 brand new, right? So if we go to this PC, oh, they took it out. I think they messed up our cart here, and now my cart's refusing to load. Why is it refusing to load? I'm trying to load it up here. Let me go back. Maybe it's because I selected the white one. I'll just throw in this because it's in stock. This one's good enough. There we go. Maybe that's the reason. Now let's look. it just went into overload. I know the car only cost a few 5090s exactly. That's the crazy part. Yeah, it just doesn't want to load, guys. It does not want to load on me. Too much processing power here for the servers in Micro Center here. Pretty wild. There we go. Now we got it to load. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. So we have one 990 Pro. We also have the kit where we saved some money. Yay, right? I need more RAM. Car cost at 59. I know. Pretty much at that point. Slim Shady, what's going on? Good to see you. We got the Nvidia RTX 5090. We got Resident Evil for free at least, right? Panoramic $280. And you have, okay, so it did manage to go in there actually. So let's just remove it because then it'll be overpriced. Yeah, we're doing price estimates right now for a decent rig here. Man, this thing takes forever to load on Micro Center. They just don't want to load for me. Unfortunately not. Have not heard anything more, but we can certainly expect to hear more within March. From 2,500 euros to, wow, that's insane. Yes. So we saved a ton of money, guys, because this is like a decent build with a 5090. Like, we didn't really go crazy out, full out, but if you wanted like a pretty high-end PC, because it does have a 5090 and everything in it, it's roughly about $5,807. So that's pretty much like a fourth, like a quarter of what the car is worth right there. Actually, if you like really threw in some extra parts here, it could be more. Like, you could throw fans, you could throw all kinds of stuff. And this is like minimal. Like, we didn't put the top processor or nothing. If you did, you could easily be half the car's payment there. We need to get Chris to get a deal for the system worth 1,200, but to get it for 600 because they just want it off their hands. Yes, there's people out there that are like that. It's just crazy. How long do you think it's going to take for the RAM prices to drop, or do you think that they will? I think they're going to continuously go up. Oh, speaking of which, if you guys follow the market with Nvidia, I don't know if you guys follow the stock market or not, but they've been they've had great earnings. They did really good, meaning they had a lot of, they gained a lot of capital over everything that they've done with the whole AI segment. They've proven to be successful. But the crazy part is, the shareholders are still not happy about it, and it still end up dropping in pricing because either it could be one or two things. One, it could be because that they're afraid that there's not really truly profit in this, that they're still not impressed with these numbers. So it caused Nvidia's a public opinion like to kind of drop when it comes to their share prices. Or two, they're dropping it because they're trying to buy more shares while they can before it shoots sky high. And if that does happen, that's really not good. So 9950X3D will probably release when Intel drops their refresh. I think, honestly, I think the refresh will come out much sooner. It's expected to come out next month, I think. At this point, I'm confused or whether to sell the RAM I bought. Yeah, I'd say hold on to it. It's like gold right now. It's just going to only go up in value. There is some shenanigans going on in the AI world. All the money is just floating around. It's a lot of money going on there. I do agree. Again, I need 5090 on my 2070 Super, runs at 109 degrees, and I don't put thermal paste on GPUs. Uh, do you think Nvidia will respond to RDNA 5? Not they don't honestly, they have so much power as it is. They don't even have to respond to RDNA 5 if they want to. It's just they have this large influence on the market, as you know, when it comes to hardware. People just go for it. Yeah, honestly, that's a good choice. If when we go to Micro Center, honestly, that's probably one of the top options I'll look at. I kind of miss having a 9070 XT. Do you think it's going to drop on the price on Prime? Says on GPUs. Ah, that's hard to say. That's really hard to say. We're going to take a look at some AMD GPUs right now. In fact, Prime Day. Oh, Prime Day's not till what? July. Maybe it should. Hopefully, I'm hoping it does. Here we go. So you can get Crimson Desert if you get the ASRock. AMD Radeon RX 9070, and that's for $600. They still have one for 600. That would be the steal. But this is just the standard. Never mind. You want the XT. Nvidia doesn't need to. RDNA 5 will skip high-end GPU again, so that way they won't challenge the 5080 or 5090 series. Yeah, and that's the problem. It's AMD really needs to answer. They really need to be willing to go up against the high-end cards but right now they're so focused onto the whole AI sector that they don't really care about competing when it comes to GPUs, to be honest. Maybe they did at one point, but I think they realized that they want to be part of the AI race. Is it true that when you go to in-store like Microsoft? No. No, it's exactly the same actually. Sometimes it can be a little bit different, but if it is different, it'll be a little cheaper, if anything. I've never seen it be more expensive. Back then, when Tiger Direct was around, it used to be more expensive in the store than it was on the website. It didn't make no sense. So I bought my first laptop. It's Acer A5 11 Gen RTX 3060 for 600. Um, for 600, not really. I guess it's somewhat. I feel like it's a little expensive for a 3060, especially today. 11 Gen. Honestly, it should have been closer to. You probably overpaid slightly, not like a crazy amount over. AMD still operates the way ATI. Yeah, that's true. And that's the problem. That is the issue. No problem. I'm glad I answered that for you. So this is what they have currently. Let's see what they have only in stock items here. So again, they still have a lot of like 90 series, 9000 series cards. I think this is like one of the things that most people gotta definitely pay attention to. If you're going for a budget GPU, you can go for something like this. You'll save a tremendous amount of money if that's the case. Uh Honestly, I don't see that ever happening again. I think this we're pretty much in the new normal. I think the price of $300 for a kit is going to be like normal at this point. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Get to know Chev. I live in Africa, so I can't really just find new computers here. All they have is just old stuff for your country. But what about in Egypt? Egyptian can tell you. I'm pretty sure he can tell you he can get parts. I got the Asus 9070 XT. It's a good GPU to have. It certainly is. And again, when it comes to the pricing, it seems like the only thing that has really jumped significantly over Wednesday is these M.2 drives. I'll just go into any. I'm just going to go over to the storage side just to give you an idea of just how expensive it is. It's really ridiculous how expensive these storage drives are now. Yeah, that's a good question. I got it for 125 less than the sticker. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, because sometimes when you go in store, they have the better deals in store. This is how crazy the pricing is. You see, like even just like nothing crazy, just P510, 1 terabyte is $280. That's something you would pay for like almost like a 2 terabyte SSD at that point. When you have only 3 chip makers and there is insane demand, right now the common guy gets screwed. Yeah, it's true. And there's actually going to be a bit more demand from TSMC too, like when it comes to even their wafers. So just imagine if they end up getting taken up, because that'll end up going towards because that's what they use for GPUs and also when it comes to processors. These prices have looking for open box. Yeah, at this point, honestly, like the best place to look would be like somewhere like Facebook Marketplace or something, or if you are in need of parts, that would be the place to go. Even like sketchy ones like KLEVV, 1 terabyte, 150. People might actually go for that now. I'm so glad I made the choice to get yes, absolutely. You made the right choice because even 4 terabytes now is $800. It just goes and shows you how expensive it is. I'll be right back, guys. Just gotta go use the restroom. All right, guys, I am back, and we can take a look at this again. So, yeah, it seems like that's like been the biggest budget option is KLEV. I never tried it, but it seems like to be a popular selection because I think they are cheaper, but the performance is crazy. I've never tried it. Like, there's a 2 TB version, and that's 265 compared to paying $400 for NVMe PCI Express 4. 450. What? That's just insane. Like a 9100 Pro, like a full PCI Express 5 NVMe is $500 for 2 TB. You're paying what, $250 per terabyte now? That's insane. That's really expensive. Yeah, and Micro Center is very good when it comes to pricing. So it makes me curious. Let's go check out Newegg. See if it's about the same there. Just to see if it's about the um let's take a look. 990 Pro. The ASUS B650E Wi-Fi drivers. Huh? Oh, I was gonna say. Oh, is there something wrong with them? That's all right. Um, so here, the 990 Pro 1 TB is $200. Now, if you look at the 990 Pro, the best they can do, so it's a little cheaper on Newegg, it's $388. So it's still expensive. And this is PCI Express 4. So just imagine. Now, if you take a look here, we're going to take a look at the 9100, and you're going to see the different price in that. So it's about $388, right? See how much of a price gap it truly is. Now the 9100s is $450, so it's a $50 price gap between the two. You see? So now it's a $50 price gap between a PCI Express 4 and PCI Express 5. So I'm setting up some other PCs more, starting to type on this keyboard before. That's funny. It happens. Yeah, the funny thing is I got like a little switchboard, like when it comes to if I'm using the gaming PC or if I'm going in to use the streaming editing PC. But I get it. Sometimes you'll type in, like for example, I'll type in, and I think I'm typing into the correct keyboard. I'm like, damn it! Now the PC has turned on. Now my gaming PC has turned on, and I didn't want that to turn on. So I wanted to upgrade my current PC to AM5. Now I'll get a console instead of concerning the fact GTA 6 will also drop this year. Yeah, I'm really curious to see if it's going to come out or if it also get delayed. If this whole pricing debacle has anything to do with it. But as anything else, yeah, it's almost like the low price. I was speaking to people earlier about this. When you think about buying a decent launch before, not that long ago, maybe about 2 years ago, $10 could get you something pretty decent. And now, if you double the price to $20, now you can get something decent. If you try to buy a lunch for $10 now, it's impossible. Or if you're trying to go ahead and make a purchase of any item that you usually buy, for example, you used to buy, say, let's say, oil, or not really oil, that's a bad example. More like or so, I would say if you're buying some sort of furniture. Now it's more or so average that you'll see it double in price compared to what it used to be. And then now when it comes to PCs, it's no different. Everything is just like pretty much doubled. So everything is more expensive. So that's a bold prediction that this year has been hearing that 2 to 3 years already. Yeah, it's been making a lot of people want a PS5. That's the whole reason why I haven't sold my PS5 is because I feel like I don't even use it, but because of GTA 6, I just have it. Of course, Could always wait for it to release on PC, but we all know how that goes. It takes a little bit. We'll have to wait at least a year. But that's the pricing for SSDs, which is insane. So they've gone up about $50 to $100. Everything else has been pretty much stagnant for the most part. So unfortunately, pricing is up. Terrible. But they do have some decent bundles going on. They'd certainly fix the bundles. Here goes one here. Now this specific bundle, this is a 9700X with the X870E, but it comes with Corsair's Vengeance RGB 32GB, which is decent. It's a very good one. It's again CL36, I believe, for the most part. Let me see. It is CL36, 32GB, so you can get a deal for it for about $203 roughly. And then you can also get the motherboard, which is ASRock's X870E Nova Wi-Fi, which is roughly about $249. And then you get the processor for about $300, which is, I feel, a bit high for the processor. No, yeah, it's a little higher than usual, I'd say, on average. But if you are to compare it with all of them, it's honestly not too bad of a deal. When it comes to a Newegg's deal, when it comes to this. Now, of course, I always post the deals when I can find them. I'll put it onto YouTube if anyone's curious about them. I will post the best deals when I do see them. If I do find any SSDs that are some great deals, I'll make sure to share them because this pricing right now is just insane. Yeah, I know. I think a lot of people certainly do feel upset about ASRock. And if I ever get my hands on one, we'll definitely see how well it lasts and see if I end up burning up a processor. So I'm curious if that'll happen. Are SATA SSDs worth it? Not right now. I feel like the pricing for SATA is just doesn't make sense. I'm moving this keyboard away from me. Good luck. Good luck with that PC. I've been using ASRock for years, never had issues. Yeah, and some people never have issues. So that's why I'm curious about it. I really want to see it. I feel like their name is getting pretty much like destroyed as it is now, especially with the burning up of 9000 series processors. But same with yeah. Yeah, again, it's very selective. I feel like less and less people had issues. Now, for anyone that does have issues with their PC, let me know what it is. Like, if you have a motherboard that you actually ran into a real issue, please share the information with everyone. Now, the last time I really ran into an issue, it seems like, was with the Z690. This was with the Asus Hero Z690, and it was because the capacitor was not on in the correct direction. It was backwards. That was the last real issue I ran into with the motherboard. Funny thing is, ASRock has been the most open. Yeah, that's what I don't get. I swear, like, because like I've been bringing up this whole issue, I've been trying to get in touch with ASUS, and it seems like they recently been giving me the cold shoulder ever since I came out with those videos. I don't know why. I didn't really I didn't say anything terrible. I just was speaking on what was true and what was found. So uh, if they don't like it, then how can they improve on their quality if that's the case? So, hey man, tell me the most maxed out gaming PC. Are you sure you want to do that? You want to do that, or you want to get that Toyota Corolla? You want to get this Toyota Corolla? You can pretty much. I'll be about that price if you want to go maxed out. We actually just spoke about that. So it's funny. Yeah. Originally they were under the same parent company, but the weird thing is, it's like I think they ended up separating. They did end up separating, and they became their own company at this point. Oh, go for it. And go for it. RX 6800 XT paired up with the 2600 megahertz RAM. Uh, yeah, that would be quite the bottleneck. Definitely. Uh, because you're all that is just there's not going to it's not going to play very smooth. You're going to definitely constrain your PC if that's the case. Yeah, and as exactly, and that's what it was. ASRock was the budget brand. Now they're it's isn't it ironic how things turn out? Um, I am curious though. I am curious about their quality because I feel that in this generation I really wanted to try ASRock, to be honest. I wanted to do a switch up and see how it is. But maybe we'll get the opportunity soon. The only thing I've heard bad about ASRock is the high-end AMD 9000 series. I use Intel. Oh. Oh, I see. That makes more sense then. And that's exactly the case what we were talking about because of the burning of the 9000 series cards here. But let me see. I have 9800 X3Ds on the ASRock Micro B650 board. And now I think ASUS is doing the same thing. Yeah, pretty much for the most part. And I think that all has to do with how their BIOS is set up. ASRock has great VRMs and no lane sharing, not to mention good audio and I/O. They had that issue. But with the BIOS update, I think it's resolved now. Please, I need some knowledge about some good Macs. Really? Oh, I mean, feel free to join in on Discord. I will definitely share it with you. I can build one right in front of you if you like. Uh, First, I gotta ask where you're located, and then I'll start putting it together here for you. If you want to go fully maxed out, because it's gonna look ridiculous, the pricing. PS5 or PS5 Pro, are those extra bucks worth it? No, just go PS5 to be honest. It's not worth it. Some people get on brands and just can't swap. I have no brand. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Don't have brand loyalty. Go for whichever is the better side. So what I'm going to do is create this list. I'll create this list for you. Let me see. And then I'll send it over to you. How's that sound? One stick of DDR5 price equal to mid-range PC is crazy. I'm telling you, look at the SSDs now. They're pretty much close to that same range again. It just doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. So it won't let me. Okay, I'll do it. Also, can we go full? Yeah, sure. We can do it. I'll join in on Discord and I'll send you the list over. Since but I'll definitely hook you up though. I'll see what I can put together for you for sure. Let me see. I think I'll be right. I'll start putting it together. I just gotta switch browsers here to do it. But yeah, let me just double check here and see if I can do that for you. And yeah, pretty much close up mode right now. I'm just double checking something here so that way before I can start building up this list. Yeah, feel free. Feel free to ask your question. Been asking what is the difference for a while. No one wants to give me an answer. It's really just a better uh you do have like a bit better one specifications. Like you have a bit more RAM, I believe it is, and it's also a better GPU, like a little boost to it, but it's not going to be that crazy of a difference. So it's not going to be super noticeable, I feel. It's again like when it comes to consoles, all they do really is it comes to upscaling. Excuse me for a second. Okay, let me see. Let's see. We'll click this. And we'll see if we can put together a list. So we add that to a wish list, and I'll just create this new wish list, and I'll call this for Zane. I'll call it Zane's list. How's that? There we go. Okay. And let me just switch browsers here, and then we can take a look at it. Let's see. I just got to go over here and swap it. Perfect. So you want to go full ROG, right? So let me go ahead and go 5090. I have a 6800 XT. It's definitely worth it if you don't care about frame gen and stuff. Both versions of Max 120. So let's go here. We'll do RTX 5090. Obviously, you want Asus. If that's the case, you want to go fully maxed out. That's going to be the Astral. It's going to be crazy, the pricing. Okay, we're not buying from that store. They're not sold from Newegg. You might have a hard time getting this card. But the best one we can get you is the Tough. That's insane. Like, you see the pricing for this, it's just crazy in some of them. Not a PC question, but absolutely not. Pineapple should not go in a pizza. Yes, Astral tax included. Absolutely. Okay, so they have it, but we're not going to approve them. We want to make sure to get it directly from Newegg. Okay, so this is directly from Newegg, and this is the only Asus product that they have on here. Yeah, that's a violation. If there's pineapple in a pizza, there should not be any. You gotta get rid of that. It's just wrong. Let me go ahead and put this on Zane's list. Okay, so that's one. We got that out the way. Let's see if they got any bundles. Let's see. Any current bundles for it. More options. Alright, so if we put together the bundle here, we go with AMD's. He wants the absolute best. So let's go 9850X3. 9850X3D. If they got it. We go AMD side here. And right here. So you choose that. We keep the Corsair. Obviously, that's good enough. And then the motherboard. Let's throw the 50. Yeah, the 5090. Throw the Lightning in there, right? Yeah, I got the 5070 Ti you recommend me to get it with, but what is the CPU to pair it with? I would highly suggest go if you want to get a true CPU for gaming. 9800 X3D is honestly good enough, I gotta say. So you want to, so he wants to max this out, so we'll throw this in there then. X870E, might as well, right? So we'll add all this to the cart. Oh, not to the cart. I messed that up. I'll move this to the wish list, actually. I have to move this to Zane's wish list here. Right here. Zane's. Move this to Zane's. And to Zane. And now we got to pick out an SSD. Hey man, please rate this build. Just don't pair it with this. Well, yeah, that's the thing. He wants everything Asus. The core voltage, 1. So the maximum true voltage you can really reach is technically 1.3, but 1.25 is the max I usually say that it should be reaching when it comes to the 9800X3D. Now let's go SSDs. So you want to get a maxed out SSD. Let's go 8 terabyte. Of course, it's going to be, if a build like this would be like a, I would say like a 9 out of 10 if I was to rate it. Because the reason being it's for performance wise, but budget wise and build pricing, I gotta say it would be terrible. It would be more like probably like a 3 or even 2 out of 10. So 8 terabyte, 9100 Pro. That's perfect. That's perfect, Waffle Skater. That's no issue. Yeah, that's already thrown in there, Zane. What if I don't want it for gaming? I just want an overall CPU, basically for gaming, game making, and digital art making. Wait, you want to use it for gaming or you don't want to use it for gaming? Because it sounded like you said you wanted to use it for gaming earlier. Definitely a difference. I think the last price I got was 70K. Really? Let me see. So we'll throw this into the cart. Now this is sold by BioStar, which is an official store. Okay, good. Um, now we'll throw this into the cart. Crazy. It's gonna look wild after we put all this together. Say we want to get a decent cooler. Let's see. Menu. But storage. Let's go and head to the cooling side. CPU, water and liquid cooling. And let's go with the 360. Gotta go 360. I'm assuming you want to go with the ASUS cooler here. And of course in stock. And let me see. Let me make sure it's from Newegg too, because this is ridiculous. Just could sell that toolbox behind them and get the That's true. It's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be really expensive. So these are the only ASUS products that they have. So we'll just go with the man. I can't even pair a CPU cooler for you. That's ASUS. So I'm gonna have to go with something else here because they don't have it. So we'll just go TYRX. We just spoke about them earlier, right? So we'll just get them TYRX. So we can get them this nice AMOLED version. We'll throw that into the list. And what's pretty dope too, Newegg has this feature now where you can make an offer. So you can make an offer. Zane's list if you wanted to. So we got pretty much everything. We just need the power supply and case. So if we need the case here, let's see, power supply. So you need at least 1200 watts. They definitely have an ASUS one here for 1200 watts. Fully modular. And we'll go ASUS. Go on Discord. You have to go on Discord. I'll give him 40 bucks, that's all. So I bought and had delivered another keyboard this morning because I wasn't sure where the USB dongle was for the spare keyboard. Oh man. Yeah, that's frustrating. When that happens, there we go. Sold my Newegg. These can't be it. These aren't the only ones, is it? The low-key SFX. Why wouldn't this is for a short is this short form factor? I don't think so, right? Let's see. This is ATX 3, so it's a bit outdated, that one. So we can't go with that. We're gonna have to pick you something else other than ASUS for this one. So let's see. Let's go. I recommend Seasonic. Seasonic's really good too. Of course, they don't have any in stock. Man, it seems like they're low in stock of PSUs. Corsair is good. Montech, Rosewell, ASRock, MSI. Let's see. Man, kind of limited in this selection here for 1200 watts. So we'll just go ahead and get the Corsair. It's not a bad deal. We'll just get Corsair. Oh, no. I added it to my cart. I meant to add to your wish list here. But yeah, you do it through Discord, Zane. This is how you can obtain the list if you want this list. I don't trust MSI. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people aren't trusting MSI these days. Like when it comes to the PSUs, I get it, especially with everything that you're hearing. But yes, I actually had a video based on it. It's because of the heat cycling. It could cause it to kind of push out on its own. So that's what you've been hearing about this whole MSI issue. And lastly, let me see. All we need is your PC case. PC cases. And now we'll make sure it's in stock. And I know ASUS has cases. They definitely do. So we'll go with an ASUS case. Sadly for MSI, you only hear once. Yeah, I know. It's again, like I said, it's like not a large issue. A ton of us actually has I have the PSU myself. And other people has the PSU. Luckily for them, they haven't had any issues. Sometimes I really wonder if some people out there do it on purpose at times just to create news, But um, it's hard to say. Like until it actually happens to someone out there, and then I can believe it for sure. Let's see. Let's go with the newest one. Most reviews, best selling. What he doesn't show him is his puppy does the fix up. Yeah, exactly. Bad batches. Absolutely. It could be that too. There could be bad batches. Let's see. Man, what happened to the selection? There's not a lot of selection here. Out of all of them, these are all kind of. This one's a decent one, but that's a tough. You want a Strix. So but I would say just go with this. That would be the closest one. It's a very good case. And we can add this to Zane's list, and we can check it out. We could check out his list and see how much it is. Make sure we didn't miss anything here on his list. So we're about to check it out in just a bit here. Let's see Zane's list. So let's take a look at Zane's list here. Everybody could say how they feel about it. So we got the case right here, which is the ASUS TUF GT 502. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Jonah does all the work. You should be able to. You shouldn't have any issues going into Discord here. I'll type it in for you. When you go in, just click the rules side. And when you go into rules, I don't know why I did it so much, but when you go into the rules side, then you should be able to access the servers. We have the CPU cooler, we have the NVMe, we have the the CPU, 499. We have the RAM, and we have the motherboard. Let's get rid of this because we don't need two 5090s. But all together, it should give you the total here. Let me see. The total is $7,950, guys, for this build. So, not bad. At least you didn't break 8,000. So, to send messages on Discord, I'll show you real quick. for anyone that is joining in onto the Discord server, you go to the rules side up onto the top. I'll show you guys who joined in on Discord. So let me go here. So you see up here where it says rules, you want to click the rules. Then everything else will pop up. You'll see the whole chit chat, you'll see rank, you'll see members, and if you're a member, you'll see members, and then you got Silicon Gallery, but you'll get all this unlocked. So you just have to go to the rules right here, and then when you go to the rules, just scroll down and hit the green check mark, and you can see the server. But that's how you do it. Yeah, exactly. So, FanMan guys, thank you guys so much for coming in to this wonderful stream. I do appreciate everyone being part of the wonderful FanMan. If you're not part of the roundtable, make sure to join. You get some exclusive looks at some hardware and some wonderful stuff. Yeah, test it out. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm sending you the link. Okay, we can take a look at it later, Zane. But just make sure to join. I'll send you the link to this wish list, and I'll look at it once I get the chance, and we can always talk in Discord. So thank you, FanMan. Thank you guys for enjoying this weekend stream, and maybe do some Resident Evil Requiem streaming over the weekend. And if I do, I will let you know. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Chris Mizo signing out. Thank you guys for subscribing and being wonderful members. Thank you all.